We are there to serve the playwright. If you don't believe the playwright's got anything to say, then don't do it. But in the end, we're there to serve him. And that's what our job is, to serve you up truth. Someone writes down something and it's got something to say. It's up to us to find out what he wants to say and see how it's best served. I remember I did a production of Festin, which was a play I did in Sydney, which was a wonderful production.
It was great.
And down here, there's a scene in the play. It's all around a meal. The scene in the play where the playwright has specifically asked that no one speaks, that in fact we eat in silence, and he specifically asks that it goes beyond where it seems endurable by an audience. It's there for a tacky moment that makes everybody uncomfortable, and that's what happened in Sydney. We just went on and we ate in silence, and no one knew what was going to happen. That was the truth. This totally dysfunctional family. Well, when we got to Melbourne, of course, no one cared about that. No one read the black print. No one cared what the playwright
Different
wanted.
Production.
Yeah, with some people who should never have been on any stage anywhere in the world. But the actors didn't have the courage, or didn't have the artistic integrity, or the desire for truth. And the scene became about everybody doing funny little things. And instead of silence and feeling of discomfort, it was covered with laughter from the audience. So I'm talking about where actors are here to give you truth. And truth is a rare commodity these days. You don't often see it on stage. You don't often see it in an actor. That's why a lot of actors, too many actors, don't work enough before they get to do their play, because truth comes from beyond the brain and beyond calculation. It comes from forgetting about all that. And it's a realization that comes after many things have been rejected and many things have been tried. And we don't give ourselves the chance to do this. And I think that's what an actor gives, and that's what Reg gave. Reg was honest. He wasn't a man who startled you with his pyrotechnics or his wonderful voice. It was, you know, the expertise of Reg's voice was hidden. It was the art that hid art. Eckhart Tolle, who says about presence. As someone who's present is now in the now, thinking and listening, concerned with living this moment, concerned with presence. An unconscious person is full of present and past and not listening. And it's like if you're with someone, because my wife, Jill, is a very present person. It's like being beside, it's like being beside a burning log. I do think we all learn from each other if we're on the same page, if we care about our art. And I think artists tend to go to areas like this because of the quietude. We all need to look at green. We all need to look down there, particularly in the Australian bush. You look down, you have to look down to see the orchids. Everything's small. And I used to love, when I first came here, I learned everything that was on the property, and there are 3 times as many species here in this dry sclerophyll forest, these low rainfall areas, as there are in the more verdant areas, because everything has to be cleverer to survive. And you look down and you look at things, and I do a lot of looking out the window, just being still, and I think that kind of stillness and watching things be, which is terribly important for an artist, because when the mind is cluttered, you really can't create. And that's why I think artists tend to communicate, because they're like burning logs together. They do radiate to each other, and we all learn from each other. I mean, you can even learn from a bad director. You can try what that person suggests and it's wrong. So you've learned something. No, I think artists, and also artists, of course, or generally think in a similar way. Artists are very, and I hate to be political about it, but artists are always tend to be left-wing, which in these days is become synonymous with right and wrong. Although I notice that the green movement now has become very conservative. Most of the councils are taken over by the heavy green movement. They won't let you pick up a twig. And in some perverse way, the green movement, very far, well, it used to be far left, has now become far right. And they're very destructive. But, I think artists need to be together. We all think the same way. We generally, no matter whether we're actors or artists or sculptors, we all want the same things out of life, and we're all searching for some sort of truth.